This is TWiT.
We can move on to something that actually I'm very fascinated by this company. CastAR caught my attention and others here at TWiT a few years back. Jeri Ellsworth, Rick Johnson both brought the rig into the studio, and it was really cool to play around with. It's an augmented reality tabletop game kind of method. You can kind of see Leo has the glasses on here and the space, which when you're looking into it just makes for like a three-dimensional kind of play space for tabletop gaming. Worked pretty well when we tested it out. What's the news now with CastAR?
Unfortunately, CastAR, also known as CastAR, because you pretend you're a magic caster, is no more. The company, I've heard rumors and rumblings, and it's been confirmed that it has been liquidated because it took on outside financial backing, and that financial backing had its own plummeting. Basically, there was no money being made with this platform, which, agreed, I did get to try it out as well, which combined augmented reality glasses, one projector in each eye that made you think that you were seeing something that appeared on a sheet. You needed a sheet with a certain tone or pattern. You couldn't just make your own sheet out of towels or paper towels or whatever. But they never had games, and they never caught fire the way that Oculus Rift and HTC Vive and PlayStation VR did. Now, with the augmented reality, you could actually see other things around you. You were not suffocated by that view. And that was a really cool perk when that was announced. But the other VR headsets weren't around other than early development kit versions of Oculus. And in comparison, yeah, CastAR looked cooler, looked neater. But as the VR headsets got better, more refined, a little smoother, CastAR always felt clunky. There was always latency. After the wow effect, you sort of had the sense of, oh, this is kind of ghosty, it's hard to track, it's not very bright. And every meeting that we had with CastAR over at Ars Technica, we kept being told, oh, the next one's going to be better. And every demo, we kept getting that promise and felt like we were essentially seeing the same thing, perhaps a little smaller, but never more convincing, more awesome. I always wanted to have like a D&D styled thing with it, where you had a little pen and you were arranging figurines around on a table, like as if they were really there. But it never came to fruition. It just seems like other VR sort of took the wind out of its sails.
Yeah, it really seemed like it was maybe ahead of its time. And in light of solutions now that feel just a lot less clunky, a lot less kind of, it seemed like there was a lot of requirements for that versus now. I mean, especially with like news of the iPhone with ARKit and Project Tango devices or whatever, literally just taking your phone and going, okay, I see the same thing. What they were doing was admittedly different. You still got the three-dimensional aspect, and it was really cool to be able to shift your view around, and you'd see these objects come in front of other objects, and it really made it feel like you were actually playing a top-down kind of board game of some sort. But yeah, it required a lot in order to buy into that.
And you're totally right about telephones, because if a telephone camera can now sense stuff in the room and project objects accordingly, that beats the pants off of having to roll a sheet out and putting on a special pair of glasses. I really do think Mark Zuckerberg is onto the right thing when he announced that he thinks augmented reality is the future of Facebook, and to take advantage of cameras that people have as opposed to headsets. And if CastAR is clunkier than the HTC Vive, which is already a clunky thing with cables and a required expensive computer, man, CastAR just had a giant uphill battle the whole way. So promising stuff, really good team, but no content ever really came out.
Yep.